first time my wife pretended to leave me, I didn't realize she was filming. I realized something was wrong when 27 people in my school stopped talking the moment I walked into the teacher's lounge. Then one of them turned his phone toward me. "Isn't that your wife?" I looked at the screen and watched my marriage end in front of half the internet. My name is Mateo Alvarez. I'm 37 years old, and for 11 years, I taught history at a public high school in Des Moines, Iowa. My wife, Camila Reyes, had once been the funniest person I'd ever met. Before the followers, before the sponsorships, before millions of strangers started believing they knew everything about our marriage. When we met, Camila could make me laugh with a look across a crowded room. She hated being photographed. She used to say cameras made people perform instead of live. Ironically, that was exactly what happened to her. She started posting little videos, then came followers, then brands, then a management team. Eventually, our private life became her most valuable product. At first, I didn't complain. I let her film our vacations, our cooking disasters, our anniversary dinners. But eventually, I drew one line. "Camila, please don't turn our marriage into a joke." She kissed my forehead. "Relax, Mateo. People love us." I should have understood what she meant. They loved the version of us she created. Then, on a Thursday afternoon, my phone started vibrating nonstop. I was grading essays when one of my students quietly approached my desk. "Mr. Alvarez, are you okay?" I looked up. He looked embarrassed. Then he showed me his phone. There was Camila. She was sitting in a restaurant crying. "I've tried everything," she said to the camera. "But I can't stay married to someone who controls my life anymore." My stomach dropped. Then she whispered, "I'm leaving him tonight." The video ended. For several seconds, I couldn't breathe. Then the screen changed. Confetti exploded. Camila jumped up laughing. "Got him!" her friends screamed. Someone shouted, "Best breakup prank ever!" The caption said, "I pretended to leave my husband and his reaction was priceless." Within hours, millions had watched it, and strangers were calling me controlling, abusive, pathetic. People who had never met me were celebrating the destruction of my marriage. One comment said, "Camila deserves better." Another said, "Imagine being married to someone like him." I sat alone in my classroom after everyone went home, staring at those words. Then Camila texted me, "Don't be dramatic, it's just content." I stared at the message for almost a minute. Then I replied with one thing. She immediately sent, "See? You can take a joke." She didn't understand the thumbs up. It wasn't forgiveness. It was the moment I stopped arguing. That night, I packed a small bag and drove to the house of the one person I knew might understand what was happening. Camila's father. His name was Rafael Reyes. He was a retired firefighter, a quiet man who had never liked social media and rarely spoke unless he had something important to say. When he opened his door, he didn't ask why I was there. He already knew. "I saw the video," he said. Then he looked at me. "Mateo, I'm sorry." Those words nearly broke me. We sat at his kitchen table. After a long silence, Rafael stood and walked into another room. He returned carrying an old metal box. Inside were photographs, letters, school notebooks, and several handwritten journals belonging to Camila. "I found these when I was cleaning her old room," he said. He opened one. There was a page written when Camila was 19. Rafael handed it to me. I read the sentence twice. "If I ever become successful, I never want attention to become more important than the people who love me." My chest tightened. Rafael turned another page. "Marriage should be the safest place in the world. I never want to embarrass the person I love just to make strangers laugh." Rafael stared at the words. "My daughter wrote that," he whispered. Then he looked directly at me. "Do you know what hurts the most?" I shook my head. I don't recognize the woman she became. I expected him to tell me to leave her. Instead, he asked me something I never expected. "Will you let me do one thing?" The next morning, Rafael called Camila. She answered cheerfully. "Dad, did you see my prank? It went viral." "Yes," he said. She laughed. "You should have seen Mateo's face." Rafael was silent. Then he said, "Come home tomorrow." "For what?" "I want to show you something." The following afternoon, Rafael placed a camera on the kitchen table. No lights, no makeup, no sponsorship, no dramatic music. Just an old man in a firefighter sweatshirt holding his daughter's journal. He looked into the camera. My daughter made a video, pretending her husband was leaving her. He paused. She thought it was funny. Then he opened the journal. When she was 19, she wrote that she never wanted fame to become more important than kindness. His voice shook. She also wrote that if she ever humiliated someone she loved for attention, she hoped somebody would remind her who she used to be. Raphael closed the journal, his eyes filled with tears. So, Camila, I'm reminding you. The video ended. No revenge, no insults, just her father's disappointment. And somehow, that was worse than anything I could have said. The video exploded online. People started comparing it to Camila's breakup prank. The comments changed completely. This is heartbreaking. Her father didn't destroy her. He reminded her. Imagine your own father telling the internet you're no longer the person you were. Sponsors started calling. Some paused campaigns. Others demanded explanations. For the first time, Camila couldn't hide behind a joke. That evening, she drove to Raphael's house. Then she came to mine. She stood outside my door for almost 10 minutes before knocking. When I opened it, she looked different. No perfect makeup, no camera, no smile. Just my wife, the woman I remembered. She whispered, "I watched Dad's video." I said nothing. "I thought you'd expose me," she continued. I shook my head. "No, Camila." She looked at me. "You were exposing yourself." Her eyes filled with tears. "Can we fix this?" I wanted to say yes. I wanted the old answer, the easy answer. Instead, I told her the truth. "I don't know." She cried quietly, and for once there was no camera recording it. Over the next year, Camila changed. Not overnight, not perfectly. She deleted hundreds of videos. She apologized publicly without turning the apology into content. She stopped filming our private moments. She began speaking at schools about the danger of turning real relationships into entertainment. And every Sunday, she went to Raphael's house for dinner. He never mentioned the journal again. A year later, Camila posted one photograph. It was just her, me, and Raphael standing beside his old backyard grill. No filters, no dramatic caption, no sponsorship, no performance. Just 3 people smiling. And underneath it, she wrote only 4 words. Some things aren't content. I looked at that photograph for a long time, because the truth is, I never needed revenge. I never wanted to destroy my wife. I only wanted her to understand that there are some consequences no camera can edit away. And sometimes, the person who finally makes you face the truth isn't your enemy. Sometimes, it's the person who loved you before the world started watching.